Alright guys, the moment you've been waiting for. Well, not really actually. You probably weren't looking forward to this day. The day this pancake, as oppressive as it is, would become one of the most devastating weapons in all of Ultra League. Or just level 50 in general. Enter Galarian Stunfisk. This thing is hilariously powerful, as in, like, it literally destroys almost everything in the planet. And it's just extremely strong. Now, I'm not going to go too in-depth into its typings, etc. I'm going to go really quickly on powering up, because we're here about level 50. If you're here to watch this video, you already know this thing's a beast. And we're just going to go over its typings, stats real quick, and then we'll go right into the analysis. So as you see here, Galarian Stunfisk, weak to fighting, fire, ground, and water, because it's a ground and steel type. Now, because it's a ground and steel type, it's really interesting because it walls several things. It actually effectively doesn't technically wall, but it walls the Ox's defense because it resists both Psycho Boost, Thunder, Thunderbolt, and Rock Slide. It also resists Flyers for the most part as well, and Dragon Breath users, so it's a very giant wall. As you see, the resistances are many: Poison, Electric, Rock, Bug, Dragon, Fairy, Flying, Normal, Psychic, and Steel. It hates fighting types, but you know what? It has a ton of resistances, and if you get a positive matchup with a G-Fisk, 9 times out of 10, you're probably going to win that one. So Galarian Stunfisk, like I see here, extremely powerful, maxed out at 2162. Will analyze for level 50 Pokemon just where they max out at once you use level 50. However, I do believe you can actually put Galarian Stunfisk not just at level 50, but level 51. And in level 51, there's been a lot of hype behind this thing at level 50. Now we're going to analyze just exactly how powerful Galarian Stunfisk is in Ultra League. Alright, so Galarian Stunfisk is actually the equivalent to Registeel level at level 50 for the Ultra League. So level 50 Galarian Stunfisk, or I'm just going to say G-Fisk XL, that's what I'm going to call it, the G-Fisk XL. I'm just going to nickname as you see, Galarian Stunfisk XL, I'm just going to name it G-Fisk XL for level 50. So level 50 G-Fisk XL, as you see here, is insanely powerful. It is the #1 switch in Ultra League. Not hard to see why. With energy, etc., this thing is a monster. If you've played it in Great League, you can probably imagine just how destructive it is in Ultra League. As you see, almost 100 across the board. Now, it's not quite as oppressive as, per se, like Bronzor, but it's pretty dang close. As you see here, almost literally, it's identical to Registeel. However, it has much stronger positions just because it is able to generate energy quicker, and its moveset is able to cover a lot of the meta. As you see, you are able to beat Cresselia, Melmetal, Togekiss, Charizard, and Amok in the one shield. Those are plenty. And even though you do lose against Giratina, Altered, Swampert, Obsidian, Lapras, and Venusaur, as you look here, your matchups aren't that bad. With the exception of Swampert, you still are able to create some play. As you see here, 500 rating is not too horrible. Yes, you lose, but you don't lose too hard. And that's just how oppressive Galarian Stunfisk is. If you look at its matchups, it wins versus it loses, it's very strong in its positive matchups. It's just how ridiculous how powerful this thing is. In the league, Galarian Stunfisk XL ranks at number 3 as level 50. As you see here, you beat Cresselia, Melmetal, Togekiss, Charizard, Alolan Muck. You probably also beat Articuno and even other, like, a lot of other popular picks. We're going to go over that in the Matrix. You're going to get to see how G-Fisk XL at level 50, 51, and comparison to its level 40 cousin in the Ultra League, see how good it is. As you see here in the lead, it's very powerful. In the closer, it's just as strong. As you see, it closes out 99.1, second only to Registeel. The reason being is because I guess Registeel has more coverage against a lot of picks, but also lock-on generates energy fast. As you see here, you beat a variety of things in the closer. And you're able to actually beat Gear Altered in the closer. You destroy Cresselia and Melmetal, and Togekiss absolutely gets annihilated. Alolan Muck as well. The ironic thing is that in the closer, there's a lot of picks, like other picks like Articuno's. Like I said, Lapras does win in the closer though, because it's able to get those surfs off. You see here, Swampert does win. It's able to Earthquake you to down. Escavalier wins as well because it's counters and Lapras and Registeel. Registeel, I'm guessing, is able to just Focus Blast you to death. That's why it's so strong. As you see here, if we look it up in the new window, Focus Blast does do enough damage to take you out. I mean, you live with like it lives with like 13 HP, so you could possibly take it out with some damage, but like it's still Registeel to beat you. So, but still very good in the closer. 9 times out of 10, if you're in the closer with Galarian Stunfisk and you haven't sent an out yet, it probably has energy advantage. So this thing is gonna go to town in Open Ultra League. Now it's the #1 switch in Ultra League. Galarian Stunfisk at level 50. G-Fisk XL is the #1 switch, overtaking Giratina Altered and Cresselia, which used to be the best switch in the game too, or like in Ultra League actually. As you see, very powerful. It's able to be Gear Altered, Cresselia, Melmetal, Togekiss, and Charizard. Now, you lose against a lot of other things like Swampert, Escavalier, etc. However, as you see here, you still have very positive matchups. It does lose to like fighters, etc. You probably have a good gauge of what Galarian Stunfisk is weak to in Great League. It's the same thing in Ultra League. You see fighters, it sucks. You see water users, it sucks. You see Swampert, it sucks. But you can still get some damage and deal a huge amount of damage if you're able to land an Earthquake, Rock Slide. You're gonna do a decent amount of chip before Galarian Stunfisk goes away. And with that, Galarian Stunfisk is also the #6 charger in the game. As you see, very powerful across the entire board. Overall, does belong in the it's tied with #1 with Registeel. The only reason I think that Registeel is #1 because it's able to beat Galarian Stunfisk in certain scenarios. That's why it's rated this way. Alright, just like you, this is my favorite part of every video, the Matrix. What do we beat? What do we lose against? And because Galarian Stunfisk is at level 50, that means it's maxed out. That means we don't have to worry about any funky IVs, etc. Now, for this analysis, as you see, I have 3 Stunfisks here. I have G-Stunfisk XL at level 50, G-Stunfisk XL at level 51. So yes, G-Fisk can actually go to level 51 if you best buddy it. As you see here, 51 maximized is at 2474, so it's able to get to level 51. And then here's the level 41. So this is the level 40 Stunfisk in the third. So this way you can see the comparisons, 40, 51, 50. So just how powerful is this thing in Ultra League? I already ran the 2-shield scenario, and here's the lead. As you see here, you absolutely destroy Obama Snow. Now, why you lose against Shadow Obama, I don't know. This is really interesting. Like, the level 50 and 51 variations are absolute monsters. They do win the 2-shield, but it looks like I think this is bait dependent. If you don't shield a Weather Ball, I believe G-Fisk wins. So as you see here, let's see. Don't shield a Weather Ball. So here's a Weather Ball. We're not going to shield the Weather Ball. Right here. Don't shield this attack. Apply the changes. Continue battling. And Obama Snow looks like it still wins. So Obama Snow, Shadow Obama is able to win. So that's a rough matchup. So it looks like Shadow Obama Snow is able to beat Galarian Stunfisk. If we see here. But the regular version does lose. I think it's just because of bulk. Here, let's try to put that at level 50. 50, 50. Maximize. And then let's run the sim. So we run the 2-shield. Galarian Stunfisk, yeah. If you actually, yeah, G-Fisk, as you see here, G-Fisk is able to break both shields in the lead. Well, this is yeah. So this, I'm guessing the reason. Well, I'm guessing this is the reason is because CMP, and yeah, as long as you, this is still very odd because well, Shadow Bomb, I can see why Shadow Bomb beat you. You do beat the regular one though. So Shadow Bomba, well, oh, this is a level 50 Shadow Bomba. No, this is a level 40 Shadow Bomba. So level 50 Shadow Bomba. Looks like level 50 Shadow Bomba looks like it does beat you. So Shadow Bomba is a powerful one. As you see here, level 51 maximized. If we do give it, does max out 2500. And then we run the Battle Simulator. Shadow Bomba is able to destroy you. As you see, it's insanely powerful. So Shadow Bomba does beat you. I think you might be able to beat Obama Snow because let's see. Well, instead of me putting the level 50 versions on the Matrix here, what I do is I'm just going to do this. I'm going to run individual simulations for each one just to make it easier. That way I don't have to input and do a lot of fanciness into the simulator. So as you see here is a level 50-ish Obama Snow. So it looks like you are able to beat the regular Obama Snow, but Shadow Obama is able to dish out enough damage to take you out. So just keep that in mind. You do beat, you also lose against Articuno? Ooh, this is interesting. How do you lose against Articuno? You should be able to destroy it. Oh, it's because it debuffs you. That's why. Okay, that makes sense. So as you see here, the way Articuno wins, it can win just straight Icy Wind because it debuffs you enough to actually kill you, which is pretty funny. And you don't get to another... Yeah, you don't get to another one. It can straight Icy Wind you, and then it will take you out, which is not good. As you see here, a Rock Slide that's debuffed doesn't do as much damage as it normally would, and it's able to KO you last second. I think you can flip this with energy advantage. As you see here, you absolutely destroy Articuno, but in the 2-shield, straight Icy Wind, it's able to actually beat you. You do destroy Charizard, both versions of Charizard, because it's fire and flying, so guess what? You drop rocks on it, and rocks hurt. You beat Cresselia because you resist Psychic, also Dragon Breath users. You lose against Drifblim. Oh, okay, so I think you lose against Drifblim because you are resisted. It does resist your Mud Shot. So I think it takes into account the Mud Shot damage, because if you guys think about it, G-Fisk, if you look at the simulations, like if you run the simulator with Drifblim, as you see, even at level 50, these Pokemon are still, as you see, Drifblim still has more bulk than Galarian Stunfisk, which is crazy considering a level 50 variation. And this isn't even a Drifblim at level 50. So if this was a Drifblim at level 50, Drifblim level 50, let's maximize it. Let's maximize at level 50, run that simulator and see what happens. Because Drifblim level 50 is another Pokemon analytic. It's actually really good as well. As you see here, it's able to Icy Wind you, and then it takes you out with Shadow Balls. I think you can take like an Icy Wind, so you can, if you have to call the Shadow Ball. I think that's the issue. So from here, you don't shield this attack because you can take that Icy Wind. So if you shield the Shadow Ball, I think you do win. Okay, Drifblim still wins even if you shield the Shadow Ball. So it debuffs you. So what if you call both Shadow Balls? So if you call both Shadow Balls, so do this. Then we're gonna shield both Shadow Balls, and Drifblim still wins. Okay, so it looks like the Icy Wind, like it looks like even if you do, as you see here, it blocks your Rock Slides. It looks like you're debuffed enough to where even if you do tank these and you do shield it, it looks like at the end it still does beat you and it has plenty of energy. I think it's largely due to the fact that it does resist Mud Shot. So Drifblim is a monster against G-Fisk, so be wary of that. You beat Empoleon, you beat Excavalier, you beat Ferrothorn, Galactic. As you see, you beat a lot of picks into 2-shield. You even beat Gira Altered into 2-shield, both Shadow Claw and Dragon Breath. As you see here, it's very powerful. Very, very powerful. You're going to lose against Lapras just because he surfs Will Chunk. Machamp also is a very strong against G-Fisk. If you play G-Fisk against Machamp in Great League, you know it gets destroyed. Same thing is for Ultra League. Arguably even worse in Ultra League because Machamp is just a monster. You do beat Melmetal, Mewtwo, Muck. You do lose against other fighters or pseudo fighters like Obstagoon and Poliwrath. If they can beat you. As you see, you do lose against Snorlax as well because of the... Well, this is a Body Slam Earthquake. If it's Superpower, you might have a chance. You do lose against Swampert in 2, so just be careful, as well as Toxicroak. So generally, it's basically the same thing as Great League. Just avoid fighters, avoid Mud Boys, and you should be okay, and it just absolutely destroys its matchup. Now, the level 50 versus level 40. As you see here, level 40 does lose a ton of matchups, but literally level 50 does flip. Now, if we take a look at level 50 versus level 51, it doesn't look like there's a humongous difference. This is the 2-shield, though. As you see, 2 to 4 points of difference between ratings isn't super high, so you don't really need to best buddy your Galarian Stunfisk. As you see, level 50 is okay, and it's perfectly fine. So you see here, just as long as you avoid those Mud Boys and fighters, you're good. And it looks like, yeah, as long as you avoid those two, you're good. And that's a 2-shield. Alright, I set everything up for the 1-shield. Here's the 1-shield. Hit battle. Now, you saw the 2-shield. It's pretty impressive. In the 1-shield, it gets even worse. Wow. It's so powerful. As you see in the 1-shield, you're able to take down a lot of Pokemon. Abomasnow and Shadow. It looks like the regular Ultra League just gets absolutely annihilated. You do lose against fighters, again, like Drifblim. If it does resist Mud Shot, like a Drifblim, Excavalier, Gallade... This is interesting. So, Gallade versus Galarian Stunfisk. It looks like G-Fisk level 41 does matter in the 1s versus Gallade. Gallade is able to... So, it looks like Galarian Stunfisk wins because it wins CMP. Does it win CMP? Oh, no, it doesn't win CMP. Then why does it beat you in the 1-shield? That's very interesting. Why does level 50 lose? Okay, so level 50. Maximize that. And we run the simulation versus Gallade again. Gallade wins. Okay, so it looks like it gets to... Oh! So this is an IV dependent match. Well, it's not really if Gallade has higher attack, does it take this matchup? Out of curiosity. So if Gallade has a higher attack spread. Okay, so it doesn't. Okay, so it looks like this is really weird. But against Gallade, the reason why a level 51 beats Gallade is because Mudshot damage, there's actually probably a break point with Mudshot damage that actually allows you to beat Gallade in the one shield. So it never gets to, it will never actually, its Earthquake will kill, which is pretty crazy. So you flip a, I wouldn't Gallade and regular Ultra. I personally haven't seen it too much, but like it could still be there. So flipping any matchup is really good, especially in that sense. Now, as you see, you absolutely destroy a majority of the meta. I don't need to go over these with you. It looks like a Stunfisk that's not even level 51 or level 50 is able to dominate as well. However, you start seeing some matchups it does lose. For example, against Snorlax, you do lose against Snorlax with a level 40 Stunfisk, but it looks like in 50, G-Fisk XL and its best birdie version do some damage. You still lose against Poliwrath and Obstagoon. And you lose against Venusaur and Toxicroak. Now, in the one shield, it looks like you will lose against Venusaur. And I guess Venusaur does Frenzy Pine you down. Personally, I don't see a lot of Venusaur in regular Ultra League, but it's still worth to note that you do lose against Venusaur. So that's the one shield. Now let's take a look at the zeros. As you see, level 40 versus level 50 is, and once you get to the one shield, there are meager differences. So it looks like in the two shields, it really matters. In the one shield, it looks like a few matchups are flipped, like as you see, Snorlax and let's see, Snorlax and Charizard with Fire Spin. So it looks like there are some matchups that are flipped from 40 to 41. Now let's take a look at the closer. As you see, there's no reason. It's not a wonder why G-Fisk is such a powerful switch, is because it's able to put so much pressure in the 2 shield. In the zeros, it puts a lot of pressure. As you see, all variations will lose against Charizard with Fire Spin because it will get to Blast Burn, unfortunately. And as you see, the level 40 variation does lose against Dragon Breath. You are able to beat Driplim in the zeros just because you're able to drop rocks. I'm guessing because Mudshot, you're able to outpace. As you see here, you're able to outpace and you're able to actually take out Driplim. So you do beat Driplim in the zeros. You still lose against Excavalier. You lose against Galade. Again, fighters start taking notice. You also lose against Giratina Origins, as you see here, because it's able to hit you with a Shadow Ball, and then that's GG's. You do level 50, 51, 50. Let's see, any difference between 50 or 51? Not like a gigantic difference. As you see here, level 50 versus level 51. It's not too important. As you see, there is a difference. You actually beat Obstagoon with the level 50 matchup now. Level 40 does not, as you see here. I'm guessing you're able to Earthquake it to death. Let's see. Earthquake does 70 damage, plus the Mudshot damage, and then, yes. So double Earthquake does KO Obstagoon in the closer. Which is pretty, it's still really freaking good. As you see, if you have a neutral, or it's like, it doesn't look like there's not even like neutral matchups. You either win with G-Fisk or you lose. You either win with G-Fisk or you lose hard. For example, let's see, Machamp. Let's see. You might be able to actually beat Machamp. So here's Machamp. If we run Machamp in the simulator, I think you can beat Machamp as long as you have shields. Let's see. You only beat in the 2. So yeah. So if you're weak to like fighters, etc., you're like with regular Stunfisk in Great League, it's the same thing in Ultra League. As you see, you must run against fighters. You do flip some matchups in the zeros, like I said, Driplim, you do flip Driplim, and you flip Obstagoon in the zeros. So in the closer, there is play. All right, here's G-Fisk with shield advantage. As you see, I put it to the 1 of the zeros. If we run the sim, wow, with shield, this is the 1 of zeros. You beat everything but Excavalier, Machamp, of course, like we said, the fighters, the Mud Boys. Fighters, Swampert, you win. Wow. But it looks like level 51 actually is able to flip the Shadow Champ Machamp. So Best Buddy does flip a few that's a very pivotal matchup. Being able to actually do enough Mudshot damage to take out Shadow Champ before it gets to another move is huge. So you are able to flip this with level 51 Stunfisk, as you see. Let's double check. What if, like, yeah, let's see. Yeah, it's just pacing. So you're able, there's actually, let's see, is there a bulk or break point? Nope. You put the maximum break and bulk point at level 51. So there is a point there somewhere. As you see, being you do flip Shadow Champ, but like even then you beat everything but 4 matchups. And yeah, one, 2, 3. So 3 matchups with level 50, 40, and even if it was level 40 with shield advantage, as you see, you still beat a majority of the meta. Now up 2 shields, this is my favorite one because I'm pretty sure it beats everything. Up 2 shields, there's nothing in this meta that stops G-Fisk XL at level 50 and 51. Even level 40! That's nuts. It literally beats everything. There's no weakness. Up with 2 shields, Galarian Stunfisk will destroy you, and there's nothing you can do about it. Now, in the 2-to-1s, things might change. Of course, the 2-to-1s, having a shield does matter, and as you see here, the 2-to-1s does flip. The 2-to-1s looks very close to the 1-to-0. So, if you have shield advantage, so it looks like G-Fisk at level 51 and level 50 is able to flip the Shadow Champ matchup, as you see here, with the 2-to-1. So, the 0-to-2, the 1-to-0s and the 0-to-2s, you're able to beat, or the 2-to-1s, and the 1-to-0s, you're able to beat Shadow Champ. And you're able to beat Obstagoon. You still lose against Poliwrath. I don't think there's a scenario where you win against Poliwrath unless you're up 2 shields. I think you only win the 2 shield against Poliwrath. The 2-to-0s. Okay, so you win the 2-0s or the 1-0s. Because I'm guessing it's because these Earthquakes okay, Rock Slide, Earthquake, Rock Slide. So you're able to take out... It's like 1 HP in a dream, but it looks like you're able to take it down. Again, this is like assuming, like, if we have a max defense, this is probably already, yeah, that's like max IVs already, so I wouldn't, like, if we put even more defense, is there, for example, if we do 12, 15, 15, is there a difference? So 12, 15, 15, so you see here, 2492, let's run the simulator. Okay, so this is it, that's what I expected. So it looks like it's an IV dependent matchup. If Poliwrath does happen to have high defense, it can beat you in the 2s. So it looks like it's IV dependent. So it looks like if it has high defense and HP, it's able to beat G-Fisk as a 51. I wouldn't worry about it too much. If you do see it, you're probably not going to have your G-Fisk versus Poliwrath if you see it. If you do see it, just be mindful you have to Earthquake it to destroy it, like usual, and then... But as you see, still very strong matchup. A 494 to 497, that's super close. So that's like 1 or 2 HP. So it's a very close matchup with Poliwrath. Obviously, you're going to lose against Swampert. Again, I think the only situation you do beat Swampert is the 2-to-0s. Because you're able to... The Hydro Cannons just do so much damage. So you see here, 2-to-0s. Or I think the 2-to-0s is the only scenario where you beat Swampert. Swampert's just super oppressive in the 2 shield. Just like in a Great League, though. So as you see here, in the 2-to-1s, it's like the 1-to-0s, basically. You lose to... you beat everything but Champ, Poliwrath, and Swampert. And as you see, level 50, 51, 40, level 40 does make a difference. As you see, there is different matchups that it does flip. So, Galarian Stunfisk is very powerful in all scenarios where it has shield advantage, and even in the 0s. Obviously, if you have shield advantage, you're likely going to beat G-Fisk depending on how much energy or how damaged it is. However, as you see, with G-Fisk, with the 2-to-1s, and the 2-to-0s, and the 1-to-0s, is incredibly powerful against a lot of the meta. As you see, even the level 40 would dominate, but the level 50 and 51 do give it that extra bulk and power it needs to be able to take out a lot of the meta. So, where does Galarian Stunfisk rank? 10 out of 10. Something that's... This is basically the equivalent... Not the equivalent to Bronzor. Bronzor, in my opinion, was a lot more oppressive in Little Cup. This is regular Ultra League. Galarian Stunfisk is a beast. It's so good. So, this is just a glimpse of how it is. So this is the level 40 variation in the 1 shield. So if we do this in the 1 shield, you win 67. Now if you give it level 50, as you see here, give it to level 50 in 1 shield, it wins. It goes from 67 to 78. It's nuts. It's nuts just how powerful. And of course, you lose against fighters, flyers, ground types, etc. As you see here, fighters, ground, basically what you're like really weak to, and you still have outs against things that can beat you. So just it's so strong. I wouldn't be scared of it yet because there's 2 conditions you need to have a Hundo there's 2 conditions to have G-Fisk in this meta. You need to have a Hundo. And G-Fisk can only be... As far as I remember, you can only hatch it or get it from the wild. Either one. But if you do have a Hundo, As you see in Ultra League, it's very powerful. However, the requirement to get a level 50 is as follows as well. It's a humongous amount of dust and 296 XL candy. So it's going to be a while before anybody even has a G-Fisk running around eligible for Ultra League. I don't foresee it now. If there's a huge meta shift, then maybe. But it looks like it's going to be until like I would say season 7 is the earliest you'll see a level 50 G-Fisk. So season 7 you can, not even season 7, probably season 8, because I'm level 45 right now. I only have like 6 SL rare candy. It's hard to get rare candy for Galarian Stunfisk, and you need 296. That's a lot. So I wouldn't be too scared of seeing G-Fisk around yet. However, if it does come out, and like I said, there's no like huge meta change, Galarian Stunfisk is going to destroy Ultra League. Level 50 does matter. Like I said, I'm not gonna worry about it immediately. However, right now, basically what's gonna happen, it's going to, like, G-Fisk is gonna run the town, or everyone's gonna have something to counter G-Fisk. So just keep that in mind. If things like when you start, like I said, unless there's a meta shift, G-Stunfisk are running around. Anyways, that's the analysis, guys. Like I said, don't be too afraid. You're not going to see Galarian Stunfisk magically running around and start destroying everything at level 50. It's expensive. Remember, nobody has this dang thing. Don't have to worry about it too much. Alright? Just keep grinding. To prepare, obviously, get a Hundo G-Fisk. Next time G-Fisk has an event, or if you're hatching them already, just hatch as many 7k eggs as you can. That's where you can get it. 7k eggs or an event to where it spawns in the wild, or it's in rewards, and then prepare that to get one for Ultra League. Anyways, I'll be doing more level 50/XL Pokemon analysis since it's such on high demand. So I will work on them. I'll work on more video, guys. If you guys like this video, please like and subscribe. Some of you have been waiting for this video. Here it is right here. I'll be doing the rest of the level 50 and see how good it really is. A deep analysis shows that Galarian Stunfisk level 50 at level 50, level 51 is a monster in Go Battle League. You guys have a great day and good luck on your Go Battle League battles.